Aloha. Welcome to Yogi Tea Time, episode 39. Shine your light. Here's cheers to you. And let me know if you're tuning in live or if you're watching this on replay, where you're tuning in from, and what tea or coffee you're drinking, or what your favorite coffee or tea to drink is to relax and support your break time. So I'm drinking Morocco, just pure Moroccan mint tea today. And for those of you who are new to this channel or watching this for the first time, I'm Steph with Turtle Flo, and this is a live stream that we come on to create an online community to gather, to support each other, to take a break, pause, and engage in high vibe conversations so that we can inspire each other to create what we're here to create, what we're here to share with the world, to make this a better place, and for you to find your soul's calling and your soul's purpose and what you want to express. So today's topic is going to be shine your light. So I'm going to be talking very casual today. I've done some yogi tea time where it's more in a presentation format, and some are very organized and really cover the topic, and then others are more storytelling, sharing my personal stories related to the topic or sharing my opinions, as well as point you to the practices that I have on the channel that might support you. So I'm very honored and happy to be here today with you. Happy July. So I do this first Thursdays of each month at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, US Pacific Standard Time. But you get to watch this whenever you're meant to. If you join live, that would be great. But if you can't, then the replay is always available for you. And you can come back to any of the topics that you need support with at any time or that you're interested in. And I have a whole playlist of just Yogi Tea Time if you go to the playlist. So let's just dive right into it. So, shining your light. That's become a very popular, trendy saying. And it's sometimes easier said than done. So I'm here to inspire you and also give you an opportunity to share how you show up to shine your light. And when you feel comfortable shining your light, and if you weren't aware of it, this is a great time to think about it and just bring awareness so that you can find your blind spots and when you should be really stepping up to shine your light, that you prevent yourself from doing it, and maybe you go as far as even closing in and dim your light. So that's what I'll be just casually talking about today. So you're welcome to share your thoughts on it, or just your experience, or where you shine your light the best, or where you feel the most comfortable doing that, and where you don't. And then we will talk about ways that you can feel more comfortable, even in uncomfortable situations, to really show up and shine your light. And also what that means. That's also different for everybody. So, shining your light is the topic I picked today because July 3rd, which was just 3 days ago, was the Capricorn full moon. So full moons are when the moon is the biggest, brightest, and it was also a super moon, one of our first super moons of the year, the brightest one. And super moons are also the brightest. We see that the moon closer, and it was also the full moon where in the yogic tradition you celebrate your guru and taking a moment to kind of meditate and pray, giving thanks and remembering your gurus. And guru, it's not just some like spiritual being or teacher that you worship with the robe. That was what traditionally was, but guru, by definition, is someone that dispels darkness so you can bring in more light. So you need to bring in more light so that you can shine your light. So what the guru does is point your blind spots or show you where there's darkness, allows you to work through, remove those, and then shine the light to those areas so that you can dispel those darknesses deep within you. And so that's what the guru is. And it could also be just mentors and teachers and anyone that's guided you to the path that you dream of going towards, any teachers that taught you the skills that you needed to go where you want to go in life. And so for me, I have yoga teachers, my Reiki teachers, and I have a guru, Amma, the hugging saint from India. She's also my guru. I would say she was my main guru that I even received a mantra from to work with. And but the most important guru, especially in this new age that we're going into, in this as the earth and the energy is changing and we're raising our vibration in the earth, is your own guru within, your higher self. So that is your best self, your soul, depending on what you believe in and what you resonate with. So your own guru is that inner guidance, which is all the practices that I share with you, the yoga, the Reiki, the meditation, breath work, are all the ones that helps you to really go inwards, get quiet and still, so you can tune in to that inner wisdom, your guru within. And when you tap into that space, that's when you can really empower yourself, find your truth, tap into your wisdom, your truth, from that deep knowing sense. And once you tap into that, nothing in the exterior matters, or external opinions will shake you, and it will really create a firm foundation for you to express from. So that's the most important part. So the most important, or the most foundational factors that allows you to shine your light is your innate nature that you were born with. So some people are more extroverts by nature, and they like to really not be so self-conscious of what others are thinking, and just like to express themselves. And sometimes some people can go overboard, so there's always good and bad in everything. So it could become like attention seeking that goes so far that it almost becomes narcissistic. So there's that spectrum. And then there's someone who just really hides in the corner all the time, never speaks up, never want to be seen, and always dimming the light, shrinking to make sure that they're almost invisible everywhere they're at. And so, and the more introverted. So you could be an introvert and still be able to learn to shine your light. And then maybe there are areas that you're more comfortable shining your light. And especially if you're an empath like me and an introvert, most empaths are introverted. You feel so much of what everybody's thinking. You can feel what they're feeling. So sometimes that can stop you from, you get so self-conscious. So the main thing is knowing where you are in this spectrum of your innate nature, of how comfortable you feel just showing up and expressing and shining your light in general in any places. So once you become aware of that, then you can work on areas where you want to shine your light, where you hide yourself, and vice versa. Or maybe if you're always like too out there and never giving other people a chance and just too domineering, maybe then you need to learn to draw back. Also, it's family dynamics, whether you're the youngest or the oldest, sometimes that could play a part, not always. Or if you're the middle, oftentimes the middle child, they never feel heard, and they're kind of sandwiched in between the youngest, who always gets away with everything, gets all the babied, they get babied and loved. And then the oldest ones are always feeling like another parent or more responsible. This is just general. It's not always the case. So these are all the various factors that can contribute. Yeah. And then that also over time will affect your self-worth, or your right to take up space in any situations. And also experience at school, how if you're the popular girl, popular boy, or you're bullied or always ignored, or maybe you're just somewhere in between. So those experiences in your youth has a lot adding to your self-worth. And sometimes you could see like the most beautiful externally, thinking they're going to be really snobby and thinking they're the greatest thing. But oftentimes they might have the lowest self-worth, depending on all the factors that I mentioned. So it's also, cultivating self-worth And sometimes it takes years of therapy, depending on the level of, trauma that the person went through, depending on your situation. Or it could be something that you just become aware, and if you want to change it, you work on it. If you're fine with it and don't feel the need to make any changes, then that's perfectly fine also. So I'm not saying that, one is better than the other. Sometimes, you can just go through life just being the behind the scenes person, never having the need to be seen like outwardly, so out loudly. And you can still make a presence and your expression by being quiet and not putting yourself out there, or you're putting your face out there. It could be your work that you write a book, become an author, and your work just speaks for itself and gets presented out there. Oftentimes, it does require you showing your face and going to promotions and different interviews to even put that kind of work out there. But there are people, that does faceless. Sometimes there are big YouTube channels also that have faceless videos that do really well. So, as long as you're creating and expressing yourself your way that feels right for you, you could still show up and be seen in a way that you want to. So it's not about always just showing your face and just reaching the biggest audience and doing this big thing. That's not what we're talking about. But once you define what is right for you, it's just doing the work to really be aware. And if you're happy with it and if you feel like that's your calling, you figure out how much you want to be shining your light in terms of exterior, showing up in person with your face, showing your face, or you can do it in various creative ways nowadays. And when you do that inner work of, to cultivate your self-worth, that's through therapy. Self-worth is through therapy and doing affirmations, a lot of inner work, inner child work, depending on the levels of trauma or inner child work you need. Sometimes you need deep therapy. Other times it could be just mindfulness practices to rewire your mindset, your brain waves. And gratitude journal is a great way. Gratitude meditation is a great way to build self-worth, as well as affirmations. And sometimes it's just looking at your negative self-talk and then coming up with the opposite statement and doing self-care practices to really show love to yourself, treating yourself how you want to be treated instead of looking for others to treat you. So it could be just like buying yourself flowers, creating beautiful surroundings, taking a bath, or just doing journaling to just write out your thoughts, or releasing ceremony with burning it in fire safely. Again, the more you tune in and try different things and see what works the best for you, that's how you find out. And then kind of sticking to one or two practices every time you're not giving yourself a self-worth boost. Anytime you're coming up with any negative thoughts about yourself, catching it, and instead of judging, just gonna be with it, maybe work with what feelings come up. Also, emotional freedom technique, tapping is a great way. So I'm just throwing things out there to let you know that there are so many various tools, techniques, and help that you can get if you so desire to look for help. And then everything always starts on an energetic level. So Reiki is always a great way to just get to the root of the problem and just allowing yourself that time for relaxations and really feeling the feelings to process and let the feelings that are trapped in your body as physical tensions move through in a safe way. And that's why yin yoga is also great too. And then the more you take care of yourself and, work with colors to boost that sense of feeling good, feeling beautiful. So it might sound superficial, but these things also really work energetically and to help raising your vibrations so that you build your confidence. That's why these makeovers are so helpful too. Sometimes it's just going to a beauty salon or getting your nails done, but with non-toxic, environmentally friendly, cruelty-free products. Um, Getting a makeover, new clothes, or just adding a little splash of colors here and there. And then the more you tune into your mindfulness practices, especially meditation, it's gonna really tap into your truth of what feels right for you, tuning in to your gut feelings, your messages and guidance from within your inner guru, dispelling the darkness and shining light to dispel those darkness. So when we tap into that truth from deep within your soul or your higher self, whichever you resonate with, then you get to have this confidence in your truth that's not based in ego. And it's good for the highest good for all, not just yourself. And then that's going to tap you to be clear on your soul's purpose of what you're here to do. And that could be being the best daughter, being the best mom, best wife that you are here to do. Or it could be creating some transformational program or writing a book or getting up on a TED Talk stage or creating a podcast or painting or simply knitting, cooking, gardening, anything, building, designing, interior designing, writing a song, poetry, creating songs, music, or singing, or playing an instrument. So it would show up any way. That's different for each person, and the scale of it is also different for each person. And it could be just caring for one person and making a difference in that one person's life. Or it could be reaching millions. So anywhere in between. So once you have defined your confidence in your truth and your soul's purpose, the mode of how you want to share that truth, that if you feel the need to share it, or knowing that truth can also just help you say no to things that are not right for you, or letting go of things you've been doing because you thought you were supposed to do something. Maybe you've become like a doormat to someone, and you're just working to support someone else's path and forgetting about yours. And always that comes from always dimming your light, putting other people before you. So even as an introvert, when you gain confidence, even if your calling is not to be out there sharing, it could simply just maybe stop doing things to support other people that's diminishing your light and making you dim your light. Or maybe that person is always putting you down and you're just taking it like a doormat. Especially, if you're with a narcissist, whether it's a friend or sibling, parents, or a partner on a romantic level. So that's why these mindfulness practices, it's always putting yourself first, showing up to do these practices, even if it's for 5 minutes a day. It could be a simple, nice walk without any distractions and simply being in the moment, taking in the fresh air, being aware of your breath, and maybe looking at trees as you're walking or being very mindful of each step. So it could be a simple nature walk or mindfulness walk. It could be journaling, creative writing. And then once you get the download of how you want to express yourself or how you want to share your truth, your purpose that you're here to create, because we are all creative beings for being born as human. And if you're interested in the gratitude journal that I've created, one for creativity, one for joy, you can go to amazon.com/author/Turtle Flo. So if you're interested in a tool that can help you, you can do that. If you want to add more colors to your life, you can also I have coloring books with mandala drawings with intention words that's associated with each mandala drawing I drew by hand digitally, infusing Reiki energy. You can use coloring books to connect to that flow state, and adding color therapy that you resonate with. So you don't have to know the color theories or what color is good, the psychology of colors. Just do what feels good to you, what raises your vibration, what brings joy. That's how you know. Any activities that cultivate joy. And that is what the authentic creativity is. And that's what's going to help you create authentically from that truth, from your inner guru. And when you create it and put it out there, that's one way to shine your light. Other ways to shine your light is simply honoring your right to be here. And that's simply showing up on your yoga mat or wherever you're standing and doing the mountain pose. So mountain pose really helps you to stand tall. It's the foundational pose. It's literally just standing with your arms by your sides, but being aware of your posture, open heart, standing tall, and really grounding into the earth with your feet. So even if you're just at a line in Starbucks, you could practice that mountain pose. And It's a simple standing pose that begins, the sun salutation. It's the foundational pose that you learn if you ever take a beginner's yoga. And it's a very grounding pose when you feel like you've been like so up in your head with a lot of anxiety and worrying, and you're just kind of floating around like chicken with your head cut off. It's a great way to really ground yourself. Just feeling your 2 feet firmly grounding into the earth. And then also, especially if you always dim your light and feel like you don't have the right to take up space, or you need to put other people first, or they're more important, and you keep shrinking so that you're almost invisible. If you tend to do that a lot, then the mountain pose is it's going to be one of the most powerful tools to just simply stand, and then reminding yourself you are worthy, you have the right to be here, connecting and get nourished by the Mother Earth. Mother Earth is so loving and supportive. And the more you ground into the earth with your 2 feet firmly rooted, and simply being aware of rooting into the earth with your 2 feet, and even like growing roots out of it and feeling that deep rooting, and get nourished by, in return, that root and rise of being grounded and then being nourished by the earth, the love and support of Mother Earth. So especially if you've had a lot of inner child issues you need to heal in terms of not feeling like you've been nurtured, had that maternal nurturing. I have a great mom, but she did the best she could, but I didn't get that maternal support the way I needed it. So, everybody does their best, and it's learning to forgive. In Ho'oponopono, I have 108 repetition of Ho'oponopono. That is a great way to work with that. In addition to standing in mountain pose. Ho'oponopono, you would do that seated, meditation. But, at 2 different times, one, when you're just kind of out and about, you can practice the mountain pose. And then at home, before you go to bed or when you wake up, or when you're really charged with any arguments you might have had, or conflicts you might have had with your maternal figure in your life, then you can practice the Ho'oponopono, and just doing things to nurture yourself. And then even when you're rooting with mountain pose, getting that nourishment back, just allowing and opening to receive the love and the nurturing energy of the Mother Earth. It's what supports the whole earth, all the plants, the animal kingdom, how the whole earth is supported. We are all supported by Mother Earth. And just knowing that you are loved, you are supported, you are not alone. The more you open up, that receiving that love from Mother Earth is going to also help. Other mindful practices that's going to help you like shine your light is any work you do with core chakra, third chakra. This is your power center, the solar plexus. And we just had our summer solstice, last month, June 21st. So really working with that solar energy is good. I just uploaded the Reiki for Capricorn, which works with the earth element, and then also the light of the sun as well as the moon, whichever you if you want to work with the more softer feminine light for downloading, working with your emotions, you work with your moonlight. If you want to build confidence and really get out there and take actions, will cultivate willpower and motivation to take those inspired action. It's great to work with the solar energy and doing like core work and working on the third chakra, solar plexus, anything that works on that solar plexus chakra. Working with color yellow is great also. So that's gonna really build confidence, and doing affirmations to build confidence. So if you have any questions or want to know more about any of these practices and tools that I've just mentioned, or throughout the whole episode, you can definitely let me know in the comments or in the chat. So another one is just working with the light, the energy of the light. And that's working with the sparkling golden light. I'm really connecting to like rose gold. I feel like that's even like a higher frequency. Intuitively, that's how I feel. But again, you want to check with yourself and work with what feels right and true, what resonates with you. So anything I always share on this channel, I always share what's worked for me and what I've seen work for a lot of the students and clients that I've worked with over the past 10 plus years, teaching yoga and offering Reiki services and meditation, as well as being a graphic designer for 16 years and observing my uncle and my grandfather that were visual artists. And I've also been fascinated by musicians and songwriters and just creative people. I'm always drawn to creative people, and always read a lot or watch a lot of videos, documentaries on their creative processes, paying attention to how people get creative, where they download, how they come up with ideas. And then, paying attention to your dream state, working with your dreams. Sometimes a lot of downloads and truth come from there. So the more you get clear and work out the noises and distractions that tells you you're not good enough or hold you down, the more you clear those doing through these mindfulness practices or any practice that works for you. It could be therapy, going to psychotherapy, but no, again, knowing not giving power away to anybody, always listening to yourself and being very clear of what you need. And then as soon as something doesn't feel right, you gotta stop it. Even if it's something that's worked for someone else. And then you will figure out what works for you. And that's gonna also change over time as you heal, as you start to shine your light. And then you want to become, even if you're silent, an energetic presence. And that's where Reiki can be very powerful in clearing energetically through a deep relaxation and working with the universal healing energy of Reiki. And that's going to allow you to start to, wherever you go, wherever you show up, it could be just going to the grocery store, people are going to just feel your presence, even if you don't say anything. So you want to get to a point, the more you do this work, The more you show up, do the practices, and then keep taking inspired actions to, express yourself creatively. That's how you shine your light. Always expressing your truth, and then having the right to, feeling the right to be here, right to say your opinions, knowing that what you have to say matters, your expression matters, you are worth it, and you're here to share that. That's why you were born. Your birthright is to tune in, get clear on what you're here to share, sharing that unapologetically. And now we have all these social media to do that. So there's nothing that can stop you. You can be your own boss nowadays. There's so many opportunities. And then as we move through on this earth, the more we're going to go towards that and supporting each other as a community of like-minded people and sharing each other's gifts and supporting each other and being our own bosses. That's going to be where I vision how it's going to go. And so you're going to start to expand energetically, staking your presence, and then just filling up your presence with that clear channel of healing lights, like golden light, white light, or rose gold or silver, whatever feels right for you, whatever color that resonates with you. It could be an emerald green light if you're into physical healing. And you're not interfering with other people's free will or embarging on other people's space or free will, but just taking your right to be here. And then as you get more comfortable, you expand that little by little. And so the more you show up and do these practices, again, pick one or two simple ones that I've mentioned a lot, but something that might have like sparked like a little excitement within you when I mentioned something, that's going to be what's right for you. And then try doing that for 3 to 5 minutes each day for 7 days to start. See how you feel. Do quick check-in. Maybe do it for 21 days, 30 days. And then if it feels right for you, you can add more to it, or you can change it to something else if it didn't work for you. Do it for another length of time until you find something that works for you. And then over time, it becomes your routine, part of your lifestyle. And then the more you do that, the more you clear out what's not serving you, and then feeding with a positive mindset and raising your vibration through, all the like gratitude journal, coloring book, or meditation, affirmation practice, or EFT, journaling, creative, free writing. You could do any of those things, or simply speaking up. Again, now you have, if you're more into visual, you can do Instagram. If you like to create video, you can do YouTube. You can even start your own channel, podcast. So there's so many ways, or you can just publish your own book. Now there's self-publishing that's available. And then just connecting with the like-minded people that are meant to be in your field. So when you raise your vibration to the level or to your joy, your bliss, then you're going to be a magnet to the right community of people that are going to be drawn to you, or you're going to find a community, whether it's in person or online. There's also Eventbrite if you want to start your own events, you know, virtually or in person, and connect with people with same interests. So it could be a simple hobby that, you know, brings you joy, like doing pet. I like to also practice yoga with dogs, doga. It could be a paddleboarding, knitting, as I've mentioned, photography. Again, the world is your oyster. You are the authority. So what I was saying is then the energy keeps expanding. You get to expand your field of your presence outward more and more, claiming your right to be here, claiming your space on earth, and to a safe space that you feel is right. So maybe initially you just start here. Maybe it expands maybe an inch away from your body, all the way up to 6 inches away from you, like a foot away from you. That's usually the size of most people's auric field, which have been confirmed by the scientific community that it is real. Your auric field can be it can be confirmed by science that the presence of the auric field does exist. And that's your electromagnetic field. And our meditation practices really helps to expand and strengthen your electromagnetic field. So all those chakra clearing work does that, Reiki does that. So that's why we want to do this, or just taking a bath, Epsom salt bath with essential oils, working with all your senses, your emotions, your visual with colors, smell, essential oils, you know, taste. Could be just eating food that's colorful and nourishing, vibrant, giving you energy. So I hope that was helpful. I think I rambled on for a very long time. So again, share your experience, share your thoughts, share what works for you. And if you have any other ideas and want to contribute to this topic, let me know. So I will be sharing my 2 gratitude journals here. Again, you can go to amazon.com author/Amazon.com/author/Turtle Flo for the Mandala coloring book or one of the gratitude journals. This is for the one on the left is for creativity. The one on the right is for expanding love and joy. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful July. And taking a vacation, traveling is another great way, so that you can really expand your perception of how you see the world, how you see situations, because different countries, they have different perception, and learning a language also helps to really see the different perspectives in life through different culture, learning about different culture. So I hope that was helpful to you in any way. So if you have any aha moments, also please share. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night. And please take great care of yourself. And I'm really wishing you amazing month. This is the time to really take that leap. So watch my last video, the Reiki for Capricorn full moon. It's to help you really take that big leap towards your big goals and working, grounding, getting in touch with the earth energy, as well as drawing in the light of either the sun or the moon. So thank you. And that's why my tagline is go within and find your inner sparkle. Aloha. Namaste.